Last week of the regular season. You know what?
45 fucking points.
I'm so proud of you. Your team finally can score. I mean, oh, and he's gone. I think he might be leaving, boys. I think he's out. He's up. Wait, no, don't get me right now. Okay. Do you feel better now?
No. My New Year's resolution, not watch so much Giants football next season. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Nick's Picks. It is week 18 of the regular season, the final week of the regular season. I hope you all had a happy new year and a great Christmas. Obviously, last time we had a video was on Christmas. I felt weird this week. I felt like I missed a week, honestly. And then we had the recording issue yesterday. This is our second time recording an intro. Second time I ripped that off the wall. Yes, that was scripted. Sorry,
Yes,
fourth wall has been
funny.
broken. Yeah, it was funny the first time we did it, so I had to do it again. I'll roll the here. You know what? I still have it, so we'll roll the clip of the first time I did it, so that you know the authenticity of it. Hang on. I'm dropping shit. Hang on. But anyways, it is Nick's Picks. It is week 18, and we are here for the final week of the regular season, and I am so happy. Dude, my favorite part of Nick's Picks is the ending, because so much less editing to have to do when there's like so many less games in the playoffs. Let's get all these shit teams out of here, and let's get to the games that matter, for fuck's sake.
I don't know. There's still some shit teams that might make the playoffs still. So.
That is true. That is true. But last week you did get both of the differs that we had on each other correct. So you did gain 2 points on me, but you are still down 2. It is 184 to 182. So a very close matchup going into week 18. But let's get into this week 17 recap. And on Christmas Day, it started with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens both beating the shit out of the teams that hosted them on Christmas, because neither home team wanted to show up. Steelers played like shit. Texans played like even worse shit.
The only positive was Beyonce.
Honestly, the only teams that could play more shit both played on Thursday. The Seattle Seahawks and the Chicago Bears. This game ended 6-3. On Saturday, the Bengals, Chargers, and Rams all managed to get it done. Nothing too interesting in those. The Bengals keep themselves alive with that win against the Denver Broncos, and I do think that win clinched the division for the Rams. Moving into the Sunday games, yeah, the Giants put up 45 points, and I am angry about it because we're 2-14. Why the fuck? We had the number one pick in our hand.
It was right there.
This was our number one pick, Ben. Do you see how precious this number one pick is?
It's so precious. It's so amazing.
It's so beautiful.
What did Drew Lock do? One thing I will say, that was way better because the camera shook.
Good. The Bills went on to beat the New York Jets. The Jaguars beat the Titans. That was differ number one for you that you got right. The Bucks went on to beat the Panthers, which makes this week interesting for you guys. The Raiders went on to beat the Saints, which was good for the Giants. At least one other shit team decided to fuck up their draft pick a little bit this week. The Eagles did go on to beat the Cowboys, even with Kenny Pickett. Cowboys are just ass. The Dolphins went on to beat the Browns, keeping themselves alive. The Vikings went on to beat the Packers 27-25. Sorry, Slower. We'll hear from you in a little bit. That kept the Vikings alive for the number one seed and the NFC North.
That's wild, honestly.
And that'll be the craziest game of week 18. The Commies went on to beat the Falcons, which, again, makes this week interesting for you guys. And then the Lions went on to beat the San Francisco 49ers 40-34. The 49ers put up a fight, actually, at least. Somewhat. As Amon-Ra St. Brown said, they whooped that ass. But that was week 17 in a nutshell. And like I said before, Ben got both differs correct. So both differs correct. You gained 2 points. You're still down 2 points as well. 184, 182. It is a close game going into week 18, and we still both have one challenge remaining going into these week 18 games, and those challenges are not valid in the playoffs. So we either use it on our one differ that we have this week or we just go into the playoffs wasting a challenge. But
Wait, I can't be like the Falcons. I can't stock it for it. I thought that's how it worked. Like time. Anyways,
it's just like timeouts in the NFL. Before we get into our Week 18 predictions, we do have Slower here. He is coming in to not give some hot takes. He's actually coming in to answer some questions. I have some juicy questions for him to answer. I just said juicy, Ben. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Brand new questions, because I haven't asked these before. We've already broken the fourth wall once. Well, all right. To be fair, me and Ben didn't record our entire segment.
session, yeah.
It was like we were about to get to the recap when I looked over and realized when Ben was talking, that wasn't moving.
Is it good now?
Yes, it's good now.
Okay.
Normally, when you come in here, feels so weird trying to say this a second time over.
Awkward.
Yes, typically Slower gives his hot takes, but this time I wanted to get his hot takes in the form of questions. Ben, you're free to say what you did last time, if anyone can remember what they said last time. Okay, question number 1. Are there any awards that could be lost in Week 18? This is technically Slower's third time hearing this question now. Has your opinion changed over the last 24 hours?
My opinion has not changed. If some radical stuff happens, like Lamar throwing 10 interceptions, but we're not going off of that spectrum, we're going off of reality. It shouldn't even be Lamar or Josh Allen. It shouldn't be Saquon either. It should really just be Joe Burrow, if we're going to call it what it is. And Joe Burrow, if he throws 5 more touchdowns against the Steelers again, it might change some things. But of course, because the NFL is the NFL, it's probably going to go to Lamar.
Last time I asked the second question, you gave me the Jaguars. And the second question being, which team is likely to go from worst to first? Has your opinion changed at all? Or is there any other teams that you would like to shout out? Because I know with the Jaguars, your thing was Trevor Lawrence can ball out. They do have some studs on this team. The offseason can be crazy. They probably have some spending money this year for all I know. But are there any other teams out there, since now I'm taking that one away from you, since I'm making you record this a second time?
It's his punishment.
If you're going to take that away from me, I will shout out a team that is technically my second favorite team. It's forced to be because my parents are season ticket holders. I'm going to say the Jets. They actually just interviewed Mike Vrabel. I actually do think he's actually a great coach. Aaron Rodgers probably is on. And they could probably actually go get a half-decent quarterback. You have all the pieces. You just need coaching.
I would say the only reason I would disagree with the Jets is I think it's unfortunate. I gotta dig at the Giants here. Both New York teams have toxic organizations from the top down. So
Jersey.
You know it's true. You know it's. I know you can't hear me. You got me fucking headphones out. Put them the fuck back in, because you know it's true. There's the pussy cam again.
That's a sign it was a pussy take by Ben.
But in all seriousness, I think the Jets have a lot more problems organizationally wise, because yes, they needed better coaching, but I think Saleh was still solid enough, and you still did awful.
All right. Well, speaking of teams that were bad last year, obviously there's some rookie quarterbacks that are coming in to the league this year. There's not, in my personal opinion, this is a shitty draft class. It sucks because this is the year the Giants are finally gonna get another quarterback. I don't trust any of these quarterbacks. Sell me a little bit on a quarterback in the draft class that you would draft should your team be in the same position my team is in.
I would like Travis on his girlfriend, considering she knows a lot about balls. Other than that, I'm going Cam Ward.
I watched Cam Ward in person lose to Syracuse University. So I think any quarterback's about to die in this Giant system anyway.
No matter, the problem is that there isn't. I mean, I don't know the top 5 picks off the top of my head. Besides, I think the Giants and the Patriots. No quarterback I think is gonna be set up for success as a rookie. Whether it's Sanders, whether it's Cam Ward, whether it's Milroe for Alabama. I don't think either of them are gonna do well their rookie year unless another team trades up that's more equipped to help the team.
Okay, with this fourth one, I'm actually kind of glad I get to ask this one again because I just have a little bit more opinion on this one. With the Vikings and the Steelers' success with Sam Darnold and Russell Wilson, does this start to raise the question, do you really need a franchise quarterback to be successful in this league? Or do you need a top 10, top 15 quarterback to be successful in this league?
Sam Darnold, unless this is an outlier year, I think he's the better quarterback than Russell Wilson. I think the Steelers are really just having success because of their defense. They've had that for the last couple of years, so they're the anomaly in that kind of situation as a team. You need at least a better than game manager type quarterback. You don't need someone to throw for 50 plus touchdowns and 2 interceptions. If you have someone that's serviceable and can not lose games for you, I think you have a puncher's chance.
The real
Jimmy
question.
Garoppolo led the 49ers into a Super Bowl. He also went 5-0 with the Patriots, with Tom Brady's team.
But would you pay Jimmy Garoppolo what the Giants paid Daniel Jones?
No, no.
Exactly. So where does this go now for GMs and for coaches? Like, what do you do?
If you want me to be honest, I think it's going to be all up to Brock Purdy's contract.
I think it comes down to
True.
him and Sam Darnold's contract this offseason.
I don't like Brock Purdy. I know, Nick, I know you're not a big fan of Brock Purdy at all. I think he's just a pure game manager, and I think with a team deteriorating around him, it's starting to show that a little bit. If he gets paid the same amount of money as Dak, we're all fucked.
Well, last time I asked this question, Slower ragged on his own team. So this brings me so much joy to have to ask this question to you again. Out of all these teams that are on this list, and Ben, you went with the 49ers, which was a cop-out because I don't list this team. Out of all these teams on the list, which Super Bowl window is the closest to being closed? The Ravens, the Bills, the Packers, the Eagles, the Lions, and the Chiefs.
I'm going to say the Eagles. Yes, they're in, honestly, besides the NFC South, as far as NFC is concerned, the easiest division in the NFC because no one expected Washington to do that well. The Cowboys, I don't think they're going to do that well because they've locked up so much money. And the Giants.
Don't say it. Shut up.
Exactly. I think when you look at the Eagles, yes, they have a talented roster. You look at that offense, it's stacked. They got a great O-line. They got great receivers. They got great run. They have so much about it, but that defense still isn't that great. And at the end of the day, that is still going to kill you when you can't pay the defense because you're overpaying the offense. So, and plus, in my opinion, Jalen Hurts, even though he's a really good quarterback, he hasn't had a repeat year like he had that 1 year.
Yeah, my answer, I'm not gonna lie, it's just not gonna change. But I'm gonna give for different reasons too. The Lions, I can't believe I'm saying this on YouTube. The Lions are running the North, and the Vikings are right there with them. And the Packers had so many years to capitalize on being the number one team in that division, and we just couldn't fucking do it, right? And I said this last year. I said, in reality, our Super Bowl window was really last year because we didn't have to pay Jordan Love, and every single person was fresh off of a rookie contract. Now that we're paying Jordan Love $55 million, paying him over Tua, which we should, paying him over Daniel Jones, which we should. He's like the second lowest or like second highest other than Dak, I think. We're gonna be fucked in 2 to 3 years unless we get more rookies over and over and over and over and over again. And those said rookies, once they're done with their contract, go over to the Chiefs and go win Super Bowl. Like Marquez Valdez-Scantling. We're fucked here. But hey, we're winning all this year.
God, I loved hearing him say that again.
I loved how he went from dissing his team to being like over confident.
Fuck the Eagles, fuck the Vikings, fuck the Lions, fuck Dan Campbell, fuck Kevin O'Connell,
Hey.
and lastly, fuck the Giants.
I was literally about to say I have zero problem with the Packers winning the Super Bowl this year, and I would actually be pretty happy to see it. But fuck the Packers now. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck.
No,
We
so,
verse you next year.
And we're gonna kick your ass again, like we did in London.
Again, and then fuck up your whole fucking draft order because Tommy DeVito wants to fucking throw randomly for fucking 300 yards against our shitty ass defense.
don't you mess with the Italians.
All right. Well, thank you, you bitch, for coming back again after we had to record this 24 hours ago, and this time I recorded your audio. All right. Well, peace out, because now I have to edit this all tonight because I didn't realize there's games on Saturday.
Cowboys.
All right, but that was slower, and I thought the questions were pretty good, even the second time. We get into our Week 18 predictions, and boom, they are up on the screen right now for you guys to take a look at. Pause the video to take a look for your special little team and see what we said about them. But these are our Week 18 predictions. And like I said, we only have one differ this week, so we can kind of fly through a lot of these. There's a lot of players not playing this week. Starts off with the Ravens going up against the Browns. Ravens need this win to clinch the AFC North, so I would assume Lamar is going to be playing. But they're going up against the Cleveland Browns on Saturday, and as well as the Bengals going up against the Steelers on Saturday. That is also a key game for both teams. The Steelers can win the AFC North if the Ravens were to lose against the Browns. The Bengals are also fighting to get into the playoffs. Between them, the Broncos, and the Dolphins, they're all fighting for one wild card spot. So only one of them can get it. The Bengals will need some help to get it. So the Bengals will be fighting in that game and then hoping on Sunday for some more magic. The Eagles and the Giants game does not matter at all. The Eagles are locked into the 2 seed and the Giants are locked into hell. The Texans going up against the Titans, nothing too interesting in this game. The Texans have already clinched the South. Titans are eliminated. The Falcons going up against the Panthers. The Falcons can win this game and hope for a Bucs loss to get into the playoffs and win the division. But
It's not happening.
I mean, I think you'll win this game. I think even you think you'll win this game.
The Saints won't win.
That's our very next game here. The Bucks going against the Saints.
I got no faith. It's not even me being a hater of the Saints. It's just me being local, and it's just not gonna happen. I would hope it happens, but it's like, and plus, even if it does, the Falcons will be a first round exit anyway. So I'm honestly, I'd rather be out of the playoffs than in and lose anyway.
Right
so,
out.
Yeah.
Bills going up against the Patriots doesn't mean too much. I think the Bills are locked into the 2 seed. Colts going up against the Jaguars. These are 2 teams that are eliminated, so it really doesn't matter. The Commies going up against the Cowboys. The Commies, I think, can improve their seeding in the playoffs with a win here and maybe some other help.
No, they're locked at 6 because of the Minnesota Detroit.
Yeah, but can't they fall to 7 if the Packers can take over?
Yes, they can fall. Sorry, my bad.
So yeah, they're fighting to stay into 6 to not have to fight the Eagles in the first round. Same against the Packers. They're hoping that the Commies lose so that a win here would get them out of a match with the Eagles in the first round. The Rams going up against the Seahawks is not important at all. The Seahawks are eliminated. Rams are going to the playoffs. The Dolphins and the Jets, only important to the Dolphins. Like I said, they're fighting with the Broncos and the Bengals for the last spot. And speaking of those Broncos, they are fighting the Kansas City Chiefs for that spot. And the Chiefs are not fighting for anything because they're locked in the 1 seed, meaning Patrick Mahomes is not playing, Travis Kelce is not playing, and probably some other offensive starters along with some defensive starters. So I have the Broncos in this game. Ben has the Chiefs. This is an interesting game because, like I said, we each only have 1 challenge remaining. So, Ben, Carson Wentz and company versus the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos, who are fighting to win this. All they needed is to win this game, and they're in the playoffs. They control their own destiny. You have the Chiefs still. Do you believe in that enough to make it worth 2 points for me if you're to get it wrong?
No.
No, he does not.
If you want to be my guest, yes, the Broncos need to win this, but you know damn well it would be so much funnier if they lose to the backups.
Fuck it. I'll challenge it. I want to have a comfortable lead going into the play. So a 2-point lead is already a 2-point lead. And if I get this one wrong, it'd be a 1-point lead. It's already going to be close. If I get this challenge wrong, it's 0. So it's still going to be close. It's going to be a tied game. But if I get it right, I'm back up 4 points, and I feel a little bit more comfortable. So I think I'm in a position here where challenging makes sense. The Broncos, like I said, the Broncos are fighting for something. Fuck it.
Also, you gotta think of it. I'm playing down. There's no other games that I could logistically like say otherwise that we differ on. Maybe Sunday night. Maybe the last game with Vikings and Lions, but like,
well, let's get to that. The Chargers and the Raiders, not an interesting game. Like the Chargers are already in the playoffs, the Raiders are already well out of the playoffs. The Cardinals and the 49ers are 2 eliminated teams, so that doesn't matter. And then, like you were talking about, the final game of the 2014, Jesus Christ, I just traveled back in time. The final game of the 2024-2025 regular season is the Lions and the Vikings. A huge implication game because the winner of this game is the number 1 seed in the playoffs, has a bye week, wins the NFC North. The loser of this game falls all the way to the 5th seed in the playoffs because of how the seeding works.
We both picked the Lions in this. I forgot what your score is, but I have it as a 3-point game.
I do too.
I looked at this and I'm like, okay, this I feel very confident the Lions. Once again, they're my Super Bowl team, kind of riding on that. But also, I think they are just the more complete team, even though the Vikings are the healthier team, technically speaking. It should be interesting, but who knows?
But that rounds out Week 18 and the regular season for Nick's picks. Ben, it's been an interesting season. It's been close all season. I think the largest lead of the season was like 5. So we've kept it.
I think it's just 4. I think it might have just been 4.
5. We've kept it close all season. It's
and we've
been
been
a
tied
great
like 3
season.
times.
Get ready, because you have been playing down for most of the season, but it hasn't been by much.
And if I've been up, it wasn't long.
That
like by 1 point.
What she said. If I've been up, it wasn't long. I'm sure you've heard that one before, Ben. All right. Thank you for watching Nick's Pick. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys in the wild card round of the playoffs next week. Have a great one. Peace.
So I went to my parents' house and got some of my old stuff in my bedroom, and I'm just gonna leave this on the screen going forward because I don't want to look at you, so you can look at this little tiger.
That.
Bye, guys.
What What?